Hello and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration and Krastorio 2. Last time we did finish up this science pack based on our train grid, or fed through the train system, rather. And today we are going to start working on the others. Now this is going to take a little bit of prep here. I think this octagon here will be used for the 4 basic packs that we have available. And hopefully that's going to be enough space. But these aren't massively complicated, but they do require a pretty decent underlying infrastructure. So if we take a look here in the thing, production science does require a module, ingots, which we have on trains already, vulcanite, which we have on trains already, uranium, which we have but not on a train, machine learning data, also something that we have but not really in the system. Here it's same but different. We need the module, we need cryonite rods specifically, and we need the machine learning data. This one needs blank tech card and optimization research data, which leans very heavily into immersite and immersion. This will require a rebuild of our immersite processing, which we are due for anyway. So we need to do some prep. This also does require a little bit of prep. I don't think we have green circuits up in space on a train. We do have blank tech cards, but they're not on a train at the moment. We do have the station for it. We don't have a massive buffer of it though. But we do have the processing. And I've been looking around here a little bit because we are not mining that much uranium at the minute. We're doing 1,500 very steadily. I wonder if this got full here or if we just ran out of this. I'm pretty sure we just ran out of that. Fair. Because we're just sending things here so infrequently that it becomes a little bit of a problem. Oh, and our power dips are also not great. Okay, so the semi-long-term plan here is that we go into Energy Science 3. The biggest reason for this is I want to try energy beaming. I think we can power our other outposts with this building instead of having power at a specific spot, which will be very, very helpful. And also we get bot speed. And all of this relays back into this, the Matter Science Pack, which does require us to get... Oh, it's only Science Pack 3. Okay, I thought it was every science on on pack 3. This one, however, does require every pack on the 3rd tier, which will improve our research. We can get the Mark 3 mining drill, which isn't a particular upgrade, I think. It has 1.2 mining speed. It's 20% faster than the area mining drill. It pollutes a little bit less, but it has the same amount of modules. But it's 20% faster for the same amount of power, which is pretty fucking great. How's the size of this? This is a normal 3x3. We can stack these. Yeah, okay. I'm getting some ideas now, but let's not dwell too much on that. Either way, if we start with production science up here, we are going to need a little bit of a station here. And this will require 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 inputs. So let's get those rolling. Unloading station. Boom. If I only remember what these are. So it's productivity module 1, ingots, uranium, vulcanite. Let's see, iron ingots. We need vulcanite. And we need uranium. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump here to do machine learning data, which is here. Okay. We can remove these for now. And then we're gonna have to go and look at every single underlying component for this. We do know that uranium is one of the things that needs a little bit of a look over. Let's go downstairs. I'm pretty certain that we have a train with iron ingots already. We do have a train. I'm gonna replace this with a proper train. So this we have. This we have. In terms of uranium, I think there are some shenanigans that we need to do to make this a thing. This here ain't exactly working. Okay. I think what we start with is probably this. We can put a wide area beacon here. We can put some of these in here. Okay, that's a 140% crafting speed increase versus 120, but for way lower power. So I think we'll go for that. I'm wondering, though, what we're missing here. We're missing machine learning data for these. Unfortunately, I am realizing that this is a fucking terrible idea down here. That's the unfortunate reality of this. I'm not liking where this is going. I am not liking where this is going. Okay. Let's focus on these first. We want to use this as efficiently as possible. Which is great. It's only a 20% productivity, but I mean, it's something. You are getting to here. So ideally, we would place this here. This is a 50% increase in power, but it's okay. It is okay. Now my issue with this is we are using so much. I think we are using so much for this. Actually, I think we can probably stop at 50 here. Because each one of these consumes a ton of uranium. And I think artillery shells are done. I remember where we're making those. This is very full. Okay. So far, so good. Now, I really want to move this somewhere. Now, how the hell are we going to get stuff out from here? That's the question. I think we are putting uranium here. I think we're really putting uranium here. Now I need a couple of roboports here. Otherwise this ain't ever gonna work. There's gonna be a little bit of a gap there, which is fine. I'll be taking this and we'll be putting that here, I think. And I'll be putting a thing here to get some speed. We can stop using that and we can start using this. We're not really able to keep up with the demand here. But let's try. Should also upgrade this to be a full belt. That way we can actually output a full belt here. Because you are able to eat almost a full belt. Okay, so now that's stacking up. And with this stacking up means we're going to be consuming a lot less uranium. And I'd like uranium this out. But only when there's like more than... No, it needs to be more than 1,000 probably. Okay. We'll just take this here. We'll send this into this very nice station that we have here. Boom. You are going into the ingots group. We'll take the train out. We're upgrading this belt. And then we see what we get here. We see what we get here. Are we struggling with iron? Okay, yeah, kind of. Kind of. Okay, so that's it. This is going pretty well so far. This should be working full time now. you are able to do 2.5 per minute. That's not a lot. Uranium. Okay. I mean, this is still very acceptable. We're consuming more than we're producing. I don't think... Okay, we have been up producing 2.5. But this should still be fine. This should still be fine. Okay. I thought that was gonna crash, but that looks fine. So you're upgrading that. We can genuinely just send this in now. We need to make some preparations down here as well, because we need more room down here for our beautiful transfer stations. Boom. So if I go further here, I think we're gonna have some issues. You are really waiting. What are we doing with the motors anyway? This is very full. Why are you waiting here? Wait. Did I fuck up here? I did. I did. Because this ain't the correct thing. Because this station is not getting disabled. Because there was a thing in the way. Okay, so we're really, really fine with motors. So let's do a transfer thing. This will be ingots. This will be uranium. Are we satisfied with that? No, we need vulcanite as well, unfortunately. Vulcanite. And vulcanite will be a big struggle. Unfortunately. Well, it's not like we're not sending it upstairs already. It's just that this is gonna be more. You have now filled up with a bunch of ingots here. you are struggling kind of hard with this, but it's okay. Now, the productivity module. You know, I'm really reluctant. I'm really reluctant. I don't know how to deal with that. Because I think the only reasonable way that we're doing this is we're starting to produce modules in space. There's no other way around this. It's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I don't know what to pick here specifically, but I think we are doing this. And we also need machine learning data. We're gonna need to do data formatting, which gives us back these. I think data formatting is something we should be doing next to the blank cards, ideally. This is also going to give us scrap. Well, I think so far so good. But we're going to have to start looking at these other things in space now. As I said, this is going to require a pretty significant amount of work to get done. But it has to be done. We're really stretching the capabilities of our bot network right now. And I need to kind of get this out of the way. Okay. I think machine learning data is something that we're going to make here. Because this is not particularly far from our other thing here. So let's just put these in. Right. That there. Okay. Now data formatting, however. I would have liked to do that here. The problem with doing it here you know what? I might just mooch off this existing thing here. And this might be a mistake that I'm gonna regret later. But I think we're gonna do that. So data formatting actually just uses different thermal fluid here, which is pretty decent considering that we have thermal fluid right here. So that's not a problem in itself. If I want to prepare, let's say, this, the end game would be cryonite rods and junk data cards. Right now, we can't even do this, so we're stuck with a 70% chance to get blank data cards. The other thing is broken data card, and the only thing we can use this for is scrapping. So what we need here then would be unloading of junk data cards, unloading of cryonite rods, if I can find that, and unloading of... No, I'm being stupid now. Unloading of cryonite rod, unloading of junk data card, and loading of scrap. So we need to load scrap at the station here. Boom. Scrap. There we go. And this, I'm gonna need to prep this by doing that. Because under no circumstance I want cryonite rods to go here soon. But I do want... that's cringe. Let's do that. And then that... Oh, that's really cringe. Let's do that. That looks fine, right? That looks fine to me. We're having a lot of issues processing the thermal fluid that we have. But the load on this system here will decrease over time. Which is great. Okay, so now we can kind of have somewhere to put our junk data cards. And that's great. Now we need to make machine learning data as well. This is going to be a couple of input stations. We need thermal fluid. Which I think we're just gonna do like this. So thermal fluid comes in. Then we do get blank data cards and electronic circuits. So, unloading station of green circuits, which are here, and unloading station of blank data cards, which are here. And this process is going to yield us scrap as well. So we need a loading station of scrap. And this will be a special loading station. This loading station needs to only be enabled when we have enough scrap to fill a train, ideally. So this is going to be 50 times 50. Do we have any item that's 50, like this one? So it's 2.5k. It's 20k scrap needs to exist here for this to be... it needs to be that way. So until there's 20k scrap, we ain't doing shit with that. Now we need a scrap recycling station as well. Right, we can also change these priorities, which will be important for scrap later. Did we make a station? Did we make a station for this? We did not make a station for green circuits, so we're gonna plop that down here. Ploppity plop. Ploppity plop. Put that in there. Put that in there. And that. And if we take a look at green circuits up here, we are having a full train of this. This is working okay still. I wish I could do something about this. There are no alternative recipes for this either, which is unfortunate. This is gonna be a tough process to tackle later. I feel like we should have split this up into different areas, but we didn't really have the space to do that. Okay, so we need a train. There we go. And then we need to start thinking about that scrap recycling we were talking about. I'm gonna put that here. Now, I think scrap is going to be one of those things we'll have a lot of. So I think making a station that only does normal scrap is the smartest course of action here. Now we need to take this. We need to unload scrap. Now this station is not going to have any thing like this. You're going to be not using that. So I don't ever want to turn this off. This is just going to process as much as you can. Now the question is, what do we actually want to turn scrap into? We could turn it into this. Which I feel like is a bit of a waste. The 10% to get stone is not bad. Okay, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I am really tempted, actually. This will alleviate some of our stone use, actually. We have another stone train here somewhere, right? This one is stone on in orbit. I'm gonna do this to distinguish these groups. Right, so we have a stone group here. That's downstairs, and this is only upstairs. That should be fine. What's holding up these loaders, though? It's a big electric motor still. That is a big electric motor. What do we need that for, more specifically? This is mostly a mall thing. Since, well, because of reasons. I think it's a waste making these in space, though. Okay, we need to take a detour. We need to take a detour here. We're gonna take this detour right here. We're ending up fixing so many of our quirks that we've created over time now. So let's get this in here. Because this here ain't cutting it anymore. This here ain't cutting it. We need... This is not reflective of our need of that in space either. Which is very unfortunate. This is gonna be on an electric motor unload. I don't even care. I just need this to come up here and give me some motors. How are we doing down here? You are unable to go where you need to go for some reason. Why are you unable to reach your destination? That's weird. You can go down here. Oh. Smart. At least we found it. Okay. Ingots have not been delivered either. Assuming because this doesn't have a ingots request. Empty cargo. Go do your thing. This has a lot of them. These are full, right? Yeah. They are full. But because of this, we're struggling with this iron production. Okay. Yeah, we really need to fix the electric motor thing before we do anything else. Okay, so electric motors, they need steel, they need electronic circuits, and they need small electric motors. So, unloading of steel. Unloading of small electric motor. And unloading of... was it circuits? Yeah. And then we need a little bit of a lubricant here, which I'm gonna do this for. Like so. Oh no. Can we do that? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Unloading. Small electric motor. Circuits. Steel. Perfect. That is great. And then we take this. We take this so we can get lubricant in. And then after that, we can just load the electric motors here. Easy peasy. Now with this thing specifically, we don't really need a transfer station. We'll do that here, I think. Take this, that, this, that. Okay. So electric motors. We are able to produce these very easily, like this. I'm just gonna take this whole thing. Boom. I'm gonna place it here somewhere. Like this. That's fine. Okay, so I don't think there's an alternative recipe to this, no? Yeah, there isn't. So we just need these inputs that we already have. I'm gonna need a lubricant station that I'm sure I have this at least here, right? Lubricant station. We'll just go here, I think. That's not needed. That's not needed. You are just doing your thing. And then we have to wait a little bit. Still have a lot of that. I'm surprised I didn't decide that I was gonna bring electric motor in this train. But okay. So when we're dealing with scrap recycling, this is the only facility I think that can do that, right? It is. So I can't put productivity into this, which is a little bit cringe. This doesn't go here, does it? Well, it does, but it doesn't put productivity anyway. So that doesn't matter. That does not matter. How are we doing with modules anyway? We have a couple of these. Not too many. We have a lot of machine learning data though, still. Most of this other stuff is fine. It's vulcanite that we're missing. Still. I mean, we have improved this so much. There's no question about that. We're having some dips, which I'm assuming is a... You requesting from there? Whatever, dude. I'm just gonna turn that off. Because it doesn't matter too much. Oh, right, yeah, you are requesting from there. That's fucking stupid. This was just cleaning up after a rocket failed, so that's fine. But ideally, this needs to increase. So we ain't getting enough. But that's gonna not be a problem that I deal with right now. We are gonna deal with electric motors first. Right, and we don't have this kind of beacon. Because I decided I only need to get this for myself. So let's get down. Let's get down. And we need to go all the way down there as well. I could have taken the train, but hindsight is 2020. We are approaching this, though, which is nice. Okay, so... we can make 200 electric motors per minute here. How many are we making up here? It's 6 times this. That's barely double. This is 7,360. It's a little bit less. But this is a very sad amount of motors, unfortunately. This is a very sad amount of motors. I think what we're gonna do... we're gonna redesign this slightly. There's no way that we need blue belt for this. And we can do this here as well. Let's clean up here a little bit. So we need a double input for these. We need 70 per minute, which is a very small amount, realistically. What if we do... this? And then we take the second belt and do that. We'll jump over and we'll get something out. Actually, we'll get something out here. Right? That's fine. And then we'll just do the mirrored version of this down here, which would be this. And lubricant. We'll put in here. Actually, I don't know how that's gonna tile. I think we do this. Okay. So. What you need the most is circuits. So we're gonna take these out here. Okay, you know what? We need a cleanup here on aisle 3. So I'm not hand removing every single item here. I think inside here is going to be green circuits. And that means that this is gonna be the other one. Right, this station here is now turned off. You can go back there so we can get a delivery up here as well. I'm gonna merge these two. Probably a little bit unnecessarily. But it's fine. We do that. We take this and then steel. And we'll put that there. Okay, so far so good. This here will be the output. And you just need the lubricant now. Which I'll drag from here. To there. Okay. I'm fairly satisfied with this. But I'm not satisfied with the fact that this is not enough. We can do 3 of these easily. They do tile like this. So I think this is probably worth it. Where is my train? You are going to be this, but electric motor. Boom. You need to go to electric motor, passive provider, full cargo. Now this is going to consume a significant amount of lubricant. But I can live with that. We are also doing this here. You are absolutely not putting any of these out in any chests anymore. You are already not. Go away. Go away. So this is a pretty efficient process. We are able to do 600 of these. These are able to do way more than that's gonna ever spend, so that's fine. Cool. Let us go back to our train. And we'll jump in here. Boop. Okay, we are immediately just going to send you upstairs and then to depot circuit condition. Boom. And then we can also go upstairs again. I still think we're lacking a ton of these. Yep. Yep. Because every single one of them requires 50 of the motors. And I would assume I guess incorrectly that you would show up here. Where the fuck is my train? Hello? You're going upstairs. Did I send it to the depot immediately? I guess I did. I guess it's that kind of day today. Anyway. So you are going to here to empty cargo. And when you're done, you go downstairs, you go depot, and then you go back. You have to turn around. You have to go all the way up here. And you go here then. That's cringe. Let's build this up. So we can get the motors rolling. All you need is this. Literally. You don't even need that many space belts to do this. You just need the motors. This is already 20k again. But that's fine. So if we check out this, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be in high demand, my guy, but it's fine. Eventually this is gonna fix itself. Interesting. I did not do that refuel thing. I'm not gonna fix that right now. That ain't happening. Okay, so we did fix the electric motors. That's gonna solve a lot of our problems. This is machine learning data. Now, machine learning data does require the cool thermofluid, which is this bad boy right here. I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. And I think we'll do that. We'll do that. And that's not going to request unless needed. Which is fine. Put that there. Right, and you are going to then take these 3 ingredients and you are going to make machine learning data, and then also scrap. No. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. Put that there. This goes there. That goes there. We are still in need of this. We are out of motors again. And we've upped the loader count that we need to fix by a lot. But now you have 3.5k, so this will be working very, very well. This here will be kind of okay. This here will be kind of okay. don't have a lot of frames. We have 0 frames. Are we struggling with bots again, or is this fine? No, we're definitely struggling with bots again, aren't we? Okay, not that bad, but it's going down. Okay, I think we're gonna have to end the episode here. Unfortunately, we have not made any significant progress, but we are fixing a lot of these things that have built up over time. And this will end up being very, very good for us in the long run. So that's going to be it for today's episode. If you like my content, consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a really nice day.